All right, we're live.
All right, Hawk, recap away.
All right, so when we last met, we started with the Dosselin family reunion. As most of those go, it did not go well. They argued a little bit and agreed to move on and settle things up when things are a little bit less stressful.
I think that went very well.
Yeah, and it could have gone a lot worse. Because things did get worse. But before that, Avok led a scouting mission into the Platinum City with Tala and Yuza, only to find that it was engulfed in flame, as shown in the background here. Oh no, we're on the Platinum Watch map, never mind, or the map. So Tala flew up to scout out while the others looking around. The fire seemed new. It looked like the Diamond Palace was hit first and earlier. And looks like there's a full takeover of the city in progress. Entrances and exits have been most of them been damaged. There's only one entrance and exit left. It looks like Eclipse is using Platinum Watch to seize the city, and most areas outside the walls we found weren't heavily policed. But Gareth basically has seized power. Avok finds Johnny Scab for info, and they run into the Tabaxi. And Avok lights the signal of the Silver Dawn Inquisition, inspiring hope. Hopefully. Tala went around and stealthily healed people with her auras at some of the refugee camps in the Temple of Soon and the Raven Queen's Temple. As she flew to Avok's signal, she did a sweep at the tower, and it has several new runes and spells on it. While she was trying to do some Arcana checks, which admittedly is not her strength, she was found and shot at by Gareth, who detected her.
You know what is her
She
strength?
blew her invisibility by firing a moonbeam, but we found he has a shield that absorbs the light and energy and redirects it.
You know what is her strength?
And
Being
she...
a fucking tank. Taking a
What's
hit.
that?
Arcana checks may not be her strength, but you know what is her strength? Taking a fucking hit.
Yeah, and she took a fucking hit from him, and then he tried to do some sort of spell that would bind or kill her with fall damage. Basically, like, hold person but make her drop. So she escaped to the others, filled them in. Merrick, meanwhile, was preparing for war, and Ilum and some others came up to him. Ilum wants to go to Varianus to help in the fight. I always misspell that. Then we get to see the tank that he had commissioned, and the airship that was built. And the group decided to name it the House.
I forgot about
Just
that.
no, not the House, just House. One word, like Madonna.
It walks with a limp, and it takes a lot of pain meds.
And it falls on Merrick.
Yeah.
God willing.
Yes, it would. Hopefully so. Anyway, Trapet gives his debrief of everything. We learned that the owls are clones of Edmund Hargrove. That was a big thing. We learned that all their plans is to stoke fear, which will eventually empower the Maw further. We also know that the other heads of Eclipse and that Edmund is actually the main one. And the priest is the former necromancy principal of Cragseath. She is behind many of the things, all of which is to fuel her necromantic research. They have contacts with extraplanar entities that they can call on, but we don't know where they're stored. We do know who may though, and will launch an attack on their city. We know locations of all safe houses, stash rooms, hidden passages, armories, repositories, reliquies that Eclipse has in Volta. We also know the full ritual that Cachias is planning on using to kill the Maw. We know the Shardborn owls or how they're made, but not what Edmund plans on using them for. We also know that the current objective of Eclipse is to plunge the world into war, to spread fear and chaos, and hopes to empower them all further. We got all the identities of everybody from the Volta branch, but don't know the security level. We also have a number of contacts, other contacts that they're using extraplanarly. So yeah, well, we assemble for one final preparation before we head out, and then Trapet falls, eyes black, breath gone. He awakens in the Hall of Pandemonium. There he sees Kino and Marianne's souls tethered to the throne. The withered form of Bhaal is holding a spectral Trapet by the throat as well, and addresses the real one, you know, the amazing Trapet Dosselin, who never makes any bad decisions at all.
Famously.
Famously, nothing but great choices.
Yeah.
He chooses those moments, those in a moment of passion. He can end them in a moment of passion. So basically, we find out a god of death and a god of conquest has taken power from his domain. Because of their arrogance, the evil threatens to break free in our world. He's offering to help. He's offering to help kill the Maw specifically. Like, Bhaal actively wants to kill the Maw. And the people Marion drank to keep her youth kept Bhaal fueled during this period. The same with the ones that Kino killed. So Trapet's offered a deal by Bhaal, be his agent in the world in exchange for his killing the Maw. He cuts a deal that Bhaal will not harm the Inquisition and that Marion and Kino's souls will go free. Trapet is dragged down to Pandemonium, and Marion and Kino are freed in exchange for Bhaal victually going on to help kill the Maw. Tala detects that they're good at heart, but are aware of the horrors they committed under his influence. So she ends up pledging to protect them from harm, and says that they need to reach out to Rita, let her know what happened. And the last thing, I believe it was Merrick who told Kino that the scales did not fall into the wrong hands and are in a safe place. Oh, and Kino his soul looks like a child and not like the gaunt adult that we met. And Rando vows that eventually they're going to drag Trapet out of hell, kicking or screaming, basically.
All right, go ahead and take that point of inspiration.
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's recap, man.
Yeah, I actually took really good notes last go around.
No, seriously, I really appreciate that. My brain was so fried this past week, I forgot a good chunk of that, so I really appreciate that. My notes have been
How could you
shit.
forget about the 30-minute discussion on naming the house?
No, that I remembered. I forgot about Bhaal.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
That was
This is Avox round 2 with that bitch.
Yep.
I was like, I know something happened with Bhaal, but I'm too embarrassed to ask, so I'll wait for the recap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So those two are just sitting around as ghosts. I don't think I mentioned their souls are free, but I don't think I mentioned their ghost.
Oh, yeah, no. Avox is looking at us like, well, how the turntables.
So on that note, some tokens get to come back to the map.
Oh my god, it's the
No!
boy.
Yeah, I keep everything.
Impossible! We killed you! Oh, yeah.
I keep everything. Even if
Fucking
the tokens no longer exist on the depths of my hard drive, my Roll20 has never forgotten. Thanks.
Wait, who's
Roll20.
back?
I
Kino
put
and
the-
Marianne's tokens.
Oh, there they are.
I've kept them safe in the archives of my cloud storage on Roll20.
Okay, cool. And for some reason, everything looks blurry on my end. I'm gonna have to reload.
No, it's because you're in Pandemonium right now. That's why it all looks blurry.
Half of who I play is in Pandemonium. The other half is here.
That's why it's not completely black.
Fair enough.
Um,
I missed you guys.
on that note, we will begin not exactly where we left off, but a little further in time. Preparations for the war continue. As you all know, within last session, we were in the final week of preparation when this occurred. So you only have a week left before final assault, before you lead all forces against the Platinum City. And there were a few things that people still wanted to do. So I will say that in the time following, Rita and Kino are oriented to their new state of being and are found sanctuary and shelter at the Dawnbreak Keep. But there may still be time for the people to interact with them if they so choose. But first and foremost,
Ava can give ghost lessons.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
First
just
and-
leave them alone in a room with Avok.
first and foremost, Merrick, your war preparations have proceeded as planned. Your generals have all but left, each leading battalions of troops. platoons and squads to various areas that you have assigned them to over the past few months. Ilum and the CCR are on a boat heading to Varianus to provide aid to those hit by the war there. With the Civil War having been so freshly won by the forces of the Republic, they are fragile. And Eclipse's overthrow, while it has destabilized their opponents in the Trade Confederacy to the south, it has also assaulted key points in the Republic that need reinforcement. The CCR, having a vested interest in their homeland, and Ilum looking to spend some more time abroad, both proceed by ship to that area. Edmund has gone to meet with his brother Joffrey and other nobles to go ahead and rally support from the houses that have sworn allegiance to you. Thulnagin is prepping the last of the artificers and the war engineers in Blue Garden. And your spy master has already begun her infiltration into the city with her units. There is no one left from your ruling council, save one. There's a knock at your door.
Come in.
Your door swings open, and in walks a very familiar figure wearing brilliant silver and blue armor, gold accents, blonde hair, and golden eyes. Your father walks in. I wanted to speak with you.
I'm sorry, what?
I wanted to speak with you.
Go ahead. I'm all ears, Father.
Firstly, I don't know if I deserve that title. I considered that my choice to not strike you down after you became infected with lycanthropy was an act of fatherly kindness, but my abandonment, my disappearing for years, it was no way to raise you. You have grown into a fine man, and I appreciate the kindness you have shown me, allowing me to join the ranks of this wondrous organization, and to see the good you have brought to this world as a champion of Halo. You can see that, like, he is normally, like, and even in here, like, in the past 2 years, he's been pretty stoic, and commanderly, and, like, y'all have had talks, but they've amounted to, you know, how's the troop training going? Good.
Yeah.
How's your, training with Ilum going? Oh God, I hurt. Kind of like just passing conversations. Yeah. But you can see in this instant, like, he is trying to let his walls down, and it is not a practice that comes naturally for a soldier like him. But there is, like, a tremor to his voice, and he is tearing up. It's very much like a father at graduation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I was a boy, duty seems like something so easy. It seemed like something that only the most corrupt of men would not be able to adhere to. I was naive. Duty is a hard thing to adhere to, especially when what your duty demands of you and what you know is right can be so juxtaposition. It can oppose everything you want your duty to demand of you. You did what you thought you had to in the moment. That's what any of us can try to do. I've had to do some things that I myself am not proud of anymore. The cloak and dagger with Trapet and Avok. If I could undo it, I would. Just as I'm sure you would with me. There's nothing to forgive, Father.
He takes you by the shoulder and he says, "Then may I offer the only thing I have left to give at this point."
Merrick nods.
If someone had told me long ago that love, passion, better than honor, duty, I would have struck them down for suggesting the notion. Watching you and your group, unorthodox and not logistic or strategic in any way that matters, but effective. I would have realized sooner that the bonds you form with are important. Upholding your will, your duty, your honor, those are important convictions for a soldier, for a knight. But if you lose your humanity in the process, then what was it for?
Thank you. I couldn't agree more.
He he nods to you. And
And for what's worth, when I first got promoted to a leadership role, the first thing I told my mentor was, "What the fuck do I do? These men aren't soldiers." And I think that's led to our survival for this long. The unconventional founding of this group.
he kind of chuckles at that. And he reaches into his coat, and pulls out a small amulet of Palor. And you notice something unique about it, and it is also a locket. And he hands it to you.
Merrick takes it.
This will help you, Doctor. You don't have to make an Arcana check. You do get the sense that this is a magic item that he is giving you.
Thank you, Father. Merrick hugs him.
He is very stiff and rigid, and then he hugs you back.
We're all gonna come back from this one. Those are orders.
He nods.
If anyone dies, walk it off. So, want some tea?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Do well.
Thank
Be
you.
better.
I will.
And he leaves your office.
Merrick is going to run his thumb over the amulet of Palor. Do I get a sense of what this item does?
You get the sense that you would have to attune to it.
Merrick. Okay, let me see what I'm currently attuned to that I can drop. I'm going to unattune to the Ring of Action Surge.
Yeah, you got potions for that now.
Yeah.
This is a +3 amulet of the devout.
Sorry, I was buffering there. Ah.
It sounds now like you're getting buffed instead of just buffering.
We're in the end game now.
Hold on, I'm.
Yes.
Man. Yeah.
Why do you think your dad was so cool?
You fucking knocked me slack-jawed with just that one sentence. +3. I was like, oh, this is probably like an amulet of the devout. And he was like, oh, yeah, it's +3.
Yeah, this is why your dad was so fucking powerful. He's so cool.
And now he doesn't have it anymore. Good job.
Now I'm the cool one, guys.
No, this means your dad's gonna die.
Yeah,
No.
literally.
No, but
We made a promise.
no, I
He's going to teach me how to play catch after this.
Tala just puts her hand on Merrick's shoulder. It's okay. I can talk to you. I can commiserate about absentee fathers. I understand. Don't worry. We're going to start a support group.
No.
We'll see.
I mean-
your dad may or may not die. We'll find
This
out.
is
Yeah,
what they
we'll
call
see.
trapeting.
Is there anything else that Merrick would like to do?
I need to think about that. Hold on, I got sort of knocked for a loop.
You know what? Suddenly your dad comes in. He's like, "Actually, son, here is our family's holy avenger. It's what been passed down the Gilder line." No, I'm just kidding. The amulet of that is enough.
Oh yeah. Merrick's like, thanks. It'll look real nice next to Tala's. I also am not a paladin. I can't really use this thing to its full effects. Cleric.
Tala, meanwhile, is just watching, seething, just like, well, my dad never gave me nothing.
What are you talking about? Clerics can use amulets of the vow. Crazy guy.
No, the Holy Avenger, he means.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Try. I was confused.
Yeah, like it has like extra. I mean, any class could use it, but it gives bonuses if you're a paladin.
Yeah.
Like it extends the auras and everything. But yeah,
It is very, very good.
most of the troop deployments that I wanted to do, we already handled earlier.
Mhm.
Merrick's just going to do one last walkthrough of her keep, make sure house is ready to deploy at a moment's notice, and just stock up on some potions
Gotcha.
if any are available.
I'll just
I only
give
have
you. I'll
one.
just give you a collective bag. Like I'll get you a handout for the party for potions. Don't worry.
Yo, appreciated. Because I have one healing potion on me, and that's it. I think I used all of them in that last fight with in the trials.
You need more?
Hey, it's a rando voice I hear.
Like the world's worst drug dealer over there.
Yes, right. I need 2 helpings of Dilaudid. It is a hell of a painkiller.
By the way,
You need laudanum?
I was told it was Dilaudid.
Oh. You're talking about the stuff that's made from opium, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
When I was in the hospital, it turned me from like half a second.
Oh, I'm thinking of like laudanum is a very old painkiller from like the 1800s. That's what I'm thinking. I doubt they use that
laudanum?
anymore.
No, they don't use that anymore.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was referring to as being like period appropriate kind of thing.
Oh
No.
no, I'm a terrible D&D player. I thought you guys would catch on to me by now. But yeah, I think I'm good after that. Like that interaction with Colin was fucking great.
By the way, real quick, just because I want to have fun with this, Rando,
Yep.
you are whisked away by a group of arcanists that work for the Silver Dawn. They take away your basic healing potions.
So my only one basic healing potion. Got it.
Yeah, they take away your basic healing potions. They take away 2 of your greater healing potions.
Those
And they're like,
fuckers.
sir, you're according to contract, you're second in command over Inquisition forces in the instance that the commander dies. You don't need this shit. And then they just hand you 5 supreme healing potions.
Good goddamn.
What?
10 superior. And they give you a bag of other miscellaneous potions, and are like, keep it secret, keep it safe. And
you know
I'll
what?
get you
I'm
the
gonna be that
handout.
guy. I'm gonna salute them. I'm gonna patiently wait till they salute back.
They're arcanists, not soldiers. They're very confused by what's happening right now.
Yeah.
One of them has the fantasy equivalent of autism. He doesn't look you in the eye.
One of them,
Hey,
from down the hall, they hear shouting, "He's a second in command. Salute him back."
hey. Focus. Do what I do, and now drop it. Okay, we're good.
They do that.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. And now I'm gonna high five. Good job. Okay.
You high five all of them. The one that again has the fantasy equivalent of autism. Like you high five him, and he's just like, just like,
Oh no, he doesn't like being touched.
And he'll get it.
he's just kind of like, bye, and just leave.
He'll get it.
You get the distinct feeling that Kaz Eldraon has somehow broken dimensional barriers and is here now.
Oh God.
Cause
Wait.
before he got ambition.
Before he got swole, magic swole,
Mm.
not like regular. I don't know. Damon probably taught him how to do a push-up.
Damon tried. That's what killed him in the end.
Cosplaying out with Dream of the Blue Veil.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dream of the Blue Veil.
All right, Kaz. I'm never gonna eat again until you're able to do a push-up.
Dies of starvation.
Exactly.
Damon.
I just imagine that like that Spit just puts a foot on Kaz's back, and he's like, "I'm not even applying pressure. Like, Damon, I'm concerned for him."
He's like, I'm actually trying to help lift him up with my boot.
I'm actually
He's like,
not even applying pressure at all.
he's like,
I'm trying to lift you up.
he's like, Damon, this is a boot of spider climb. He should be able to. Damon.
Damon, help.
Hi.
Commando.
All right. It's all right. I guess we'll have to put him down. Pulls out the old fantasy
Pick it back up
shotgun.
Anyway.
All right, half yeller. Gotta put you down.
Nah, it's all right, Kaz. Think about the rabbits.
The crossover that was meant to
So
happen.
did you say 30 miscellaneous potions?
No, it's just a bag of miscellaneous
Oh,
potions.
just-
I will get the entire party a handout that will have a variety of different potions that will be useful to you all.
So I'm just throwing it out there. I don't. Do I have any? Do I actually even carry potions?
Let me see.
Tala has 1 potion.
So does Mary. Like I said, I think I used the bulk of my potions during that last fight at the Clan Wars.
Because
I
I guess
kept going down.
I guess Tala kind of tries to use her stuff more, or focus more on healing the others than herself, kind of deal. But you know,
Yeah. Plus, a lot of bonus actions are much more easier spent on other things rather than smiting.
I have
ordering
one
potions.
greater healing, and I never use my potion of fire resistance.
Don't worry, you will.
I've been holding on to that since the rally.
Don't worry, you will.
Anywho,
You guys really gotta stop talking about these things.
Anywho.
side note, I bought 2 sets of dice at our local con last week. One of them I rolled it like 7 times. It rolled 6 nat 1s.
Oh, good thing you got that bad juju out of the way.
Yeah,
I actually found a set of dice that was just hiding in my house.
totally trustworthy.
Yeah. It's just hiding in a cup.
Yeah, I yelled at Red about that earlier.
Walker sent me dice, and I didn't even realize he sent me dice.
Yeah, I sent him dice that came in a cute little like coffee cup carrier that says -1 point of exhaustion because red. And it had like a little like foam thing underneath the lid. Motherfucker didn't even take it off. Didn't even open it up. He's just like, oh, it's just a cup. What a little gag.
I was like, who sent me this gag gift? And then never asked any questions.
My guy.
Yeah.
Anywho,
So, is there anything that Avok, Tala, or Rando would like to do?
There is something Avok would like to do. He wants to gather Rita and be like, hey, so you remember Marianne?
yeah, Tala's gonna be guarding Marianne because she knows that's coming.
Hear me out. Give them this. We're not going to destroy her, hopefully. Just give them some closure.
Yeah. Well, no, like she's gonna be there. Like she trusts you, and she hopefully trusts Rita.
So yeah, Avok's will be like, hey, so remember Marianne who helped kill us? Well, her ghost is in the keep right now. Do you want to settle some debts?
And you just tell this to Rita.
Yes, I'm just like, hey, yeah. So this literally just happened. I figure we can, use some closure here.
She is just like, I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this. She is essentially staring through you. I would say even with Avok's highest insight roll, you will not be able to tell what she is thinking right now.
Yeah.
So what's different from normal?
Hey. Fair.
I'm sorry, Savages. I came out.
No, dude, you came in hot today.
You know what? Rando, go ahead and like take a D8 Bardic Inspiration. We'll just keep that on file for later. And Avok, take like 4 points of psychic damage from something you don't know just happened.
I'm sorry.
Let's go with 6.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because I just randomly rolled 1d8.
I was just gonna give you 4 because it's the max on a D4, but
All right, we'll
vicious
go with 4.
mockery. But all right. All right. Avok, you arrive in the room with the ghosts of Marianne and Kino, along with bringing with you Rita and Sonia. Sitting in the room with the ghosts is Tala.
Hey, Tyler, can you give us a moment? We just have to get some closure here.
And what does closure entail?
Remains to be seen. Though I promise you I will not allow your oath to be violated.
Again, I took an oath to protect these two. I know they're not exactly the most popular people in the keep, shall we say.
Yeah, if you knew the full details,
Oh,
you would
I've been
understand
briefed.
why.
I
Yeah.
know what they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have deferred to you on multiple things, but I will admit I am not comfortable with this. I will be on the other side of the door,
Thank you.
but the door won't exist if I hear anything untoward.
Thank you.
She looks to the two ghosts. I'll be right outside if you need something. I'm trusting you, Avok, and you, Marianne. Not Marianne, Rita.
Guido.
Very well.
They weren't fully in control of their actions for what they did.
Thank you for that info.
Tala is going to step outside, but as she goes though, she is just going to casually break the latch off the door so it can't lock behind her.
You can leave it ajar. It's fine.
All right.
Uh,
Marianne, do you know who we are? Do you remember us?
I do.
Is there anything you want to say to us?
I don't think there's anything to say that will provide any sense of comfort or defense of my actions. All I can say is that I'm sorry. And they kind of just trail off. And just to confirm, the door is like left ajar.
That's what Avok was pitching.
Yeah, and Tala would have basically just broke the latch or the locking mechanism on her way out just to make sure it couldn't be locked behind her.
Just a flex.
What'd you say?
Just a flex.
A little bit, yeah. Just like put her hand over the latch and just.
That'll do it.
Take a few things quick.
Yeah, Avok's keeping an eye on Rita just to see how she's reacting to all this.
Okay. That's not what I was looking for. 1 second.
Sure thing. Little do we know, Rita has multi-class into cleric and is about to use turn undead.
No.
Well, she's been dead once. She can experience it again, I guess. That was a joke.
Okay. Rita. Rita looks through the crack in the door to a point down the hallway. And casts silence.
Oh.
And then to ensure that she is not interrupted, she reaches into her coat and pulls out a cube of force and activates one of the sides.
I assumed she and Marianne are caught inside. Is Ava caught inside with them?
Pretty sure with cube of force, it just like immediately expands, and covers the radius, within the cube.
Yeah, it is. It is 15 by 15 by 15, basically.
So basically, the room.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all are locked in with her, and she's locked in with you.
And Tala is outside because she took a little too many lessons from Eric and is trusting people.
Well, we don't know. This might still turn out okay.
Mercy could still save the day. That's what Eric's been coming back around to.
Does-
I mean, you don't hear anything.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You hear Marianne finish her statement. You hear Rita kind of clear her throat, and then you don't hear anything.
Would that be enough to look?
You could.
I guess I'll look.
There is a giant wall of force in your way. You can see inside of it, though, and they just appear to be talking.
Tala's just glaring at Avok.
He gives you a shrug.
Rita looks at Marianne and just goes, "You are correct. Nothing you say will make anything that you've done better. I get why you killed people to extend your life. You're a human. You're afraid of dying. It comes for us all at some point. Hell, I got to experience it firsthand. Thanks for that. Everything you said means nothing to me. You chose to work with Eclipse. You chose to kill me and my friends. And you chose to lie about it, to pretend like it didn't happen, and when you were caught, you chose the coward's way out. Those were choices you made. And you have to live with them. I don't forgive you. I don't forget this. But I have to let it go. There's no level of punishment I could deal out that is worse than what you're in right now. You were chained up to a god of murder and tortured. And now you're a ghost and you're trapped. Like I was. Like Avok was. Like we all. You're going to have to make peace with yourself. Because no one here is going to do And Sonia just kind of nods and is like, what she said. Um,
There is something Avok would like to add to that.
go for it.
Ever since you died, I've been obsessed with fixing what you did to us, evening the scales. And I let that ruin everything good I had in my life. I let it ruin my relationship with my team. I let it ruin the relationship with the person I love more than anything else in this world. And I let it corrupt myself and turn me into something I'm not. Because of everything you did, I let that change me. And because of that, now Trapet is paying for trying to get you out of Dodge. So many people suffered because of everything you did. So, I guess the only thing fitting is to ensure you remember that. And like Rita said, I'm just so tired of hating.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay. I don't know who I'm persuading.
Doesn't matter. I know, and that's what matters.
Oh, that was... Walker, the dice you gave me rolled a nat 20.
At disadvantage?
Yeah, yeah, I rolled 2 dice. One was a 20 and the other total is a 17 total.
Okay. Um, you I touched on this last session, but I don't know who all remembers. I believe it was Tala that witnessed it. But Avok, this time you witness it. For Marianne, you know, what keeps her in this plane is the fact that she is full of regret and guilt, and that she is unclaimed by the gods. So she cannot pass on. She is stuck here. But for Kino, a bit of that guilt, that binding on him has lessened due to the words of this party. On the talk of, you know, figure it out yourself, make peace with yourself, we're done hating. You see that for Marianne, the guilt kind of coils tighter. You know, she's an adult. It's easy for us to feel bad about things we have no power or control over. It's easy for us to continually fall down a spiral of blame. But for Kino, he's young in spirit. And these words take root. He realizes that all of his choices, all of his actions, all of the death he caused was full of hate and blame. And just like you were saying, you know, you destroyed the relationships of everyone you cared about because you hated. He realizes that he could have chosen to find his father and his mother and not kill all those people. He could have sought them out. He could have helped them. But instead he chose to hate them and obsess over what he didn't have. feel the guilt in Kino weaken. You get the sense that he is one step closer to finding peace.
He
You
didn't
don't know
kill
if your
me. I
words
got
will.
He didn't kill me. I got no beef with him. Good for him.
You don't know if your words will really resonate with Marianne, but you can take solace in the fact that for you and for Rita, you've both let go of something that was poisonous to you. And in doing so, it has helped someone else. You don't know if it's a big change, but it's more than what you had the other day.
Potentially better than what we had before.
And with that, Rita dispels her silence and closes the cube of force. And she turns because she knows that Tala's probably about to come storming in.
Oh, Tala's sitting there with her sword already drawn, like just like leaning on the pommel of it, just waiting for the cube to come down.
Yeah, the sounds around you resume, and the cube begins to retract until it resumes its position in Rita's palm, and she puts it back in.
Was that necessary?
My words were for them.
Hey, they're both unharmed. Told you can trust Rita.
Mm-hmm.
I trust you and I respect your position, Tala. But this was personal. And I don't need you looking over my shoulder while I clear my ledger.
I was willing to give you guys space. I was not listening in unless I heard a shout or something. You can understand though how suddenly silence being cast and a cube of force appearing could potentially give the wrong impression. That's all I'm saying.
I understand. Can we go down the hallway now, or?
Sure.
Cool. And Rita walks right on through. Sonia, on the other hand, kind of like tiptoes past you. You can tell that Sonia is far less adept at dealing with tense situations. She's much more adept at punching her problems.
I was really about to ask, like, what kind of read were we getting off of Sonya during this? Because she was just, like, there.
Sonya during the Rita and Kino thing was, like, chill. Like, she was like, oh, we're doing this? We're venting our trauma? Yeah, I fucking hate you, but what Rita says, this is pointless holding on to this shit. I can't punch you now, so we can't really ever be even, so you can only just get even with yourself. Like, Sonya was just kind of there, but she did like say her piece.
Solidarity.
But
Yeah.
Sonya's not good with the feelings. Sonya's a lot better at punching things. So she was just kind of like, "Yep."
Sonya was my first battle buddy.
Yeah, Sonya's just like, "Yep." What the lady says, what the man says, those things. And then when the cube of force came down and she turned around and she saw Tala like ready for a fight, Sonya's just like, all right, well, I'm a ride or die, bitch. Is this going to be the point where we fight, or are we going to resolve this peacefully? And then when Rita settled things like peacefully but standoffishly, Sonya's like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Like, Tala wasn't going to do anything violent. She's literally just taking these stands as her token.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, just letting you know I'm here kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, Sonya kind of like tiptoes out and just kind of goes her own way.
Sonya.
Mm.
You know, just that like nod of acknowledgement.
She's just
Ava just kind of taps Tal on the back. Sorry about that. Rita kind of does everything her own way.
Well, there was no bloodshed, thankfully.
Yeah.
Nor should there have to be.
Told you can trust her.
This does present reminds me of a security concern I have regarding them being here unattended while we're on mission. We may need to do something with that.
Maybe we can put them in the Cube of Force.
Maybe. Do you both still have your demiplane?
Oh yeah, we can put them in the demiplane.
Is that accessible? Wait, no. He still has access to it. We don't know what condition he's in, so that's out.
No, you need the physical key, which is on Trapet's body. The only other caveat is that you have to be invited into it. Like
Yeah.
it was
Well,
very specific.
His body did melt into the floor.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Shit.
I will say this. As you all begin to have this discussion, a really, really fat owl thumps into the window of
I love
Kino
him.
and Marianne's room, and just you hear, and then just you hear the sounds of owl falling noises.
I was really hoping you were going to say it flies into Avok.
No, it hits the window because it's closed, and it falls.
Oh look, another ghost.
Like, I was about to say, like, well, do you two want a ghost pet now?
As you watch as it floats back up to the window on a mage hand, and kind of like taps at the glass with its beak.
I will open the window.
No, you need to open the window. The owl can't.
That's what I said.
I know. I was joking. That owl.
Oh.
Wordplay.
I was about to say, Merrick walks up 20 minutes later. Hey guys, this owl fell on my head.
Lord Commander, no!
So there's a fat owl there, and it goes, "Hello."
I love him.
I don't know you.
What's up?
Who's out? Do you know this owl, Avok? I mean,
No.
Gallus?
I don't know. Maybe Ichabod knows him. Do you know Ichabod?
You're familiar, just kind of shrug.
Oh.
And the owl goes and reaches into his little plumage with feathers, and pulls out a pair of like reading glasses. This is like very clearly an old owl, an old fat owl, and he's just like, "I've been sent by interested parties to deliver your mail.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm nature's slowest bird, but he said he read it in a book one time."
I'm just picturing Mr. Owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much Mr.
Yes.
Owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials mixed with the Zizal owl and really old.
I'm also like,
his voice.
because originally when he said, "Oh, it's an old owl," I was like, "Oh, like the one from Secret and Nim," but this is definitely not him.
My brain
Yeah,
went
he's an old fat owl.
my brain was like the Duolingo owl is here to kick some ass.
So yeah, it reaches into its plumage and pulls out a letter. And hands it to you.
Do I see who it's from?
The address line is blank.
And it's addressed to Avok or Gallus?
It's addressed to Wolf Boy and Thick Boy.
Well, I am clearly a thick boy. I think I have a strong idea on who sent this. I open it. Is it from our favorite Lich?
It appears to be, only because there is no letter inside. There are only 3 things in this letter. One is very clearly Trapet's key.
Oh.
The other appears to be the tongue of some kind of eldritch fucking abomination. And the last thing is a small little linoleum bag of gingerbread cookies.
Oh.
There are 5 of them, and they all have cute little shapes.
Oh.
One of them is clearly shaped like a dog treat. One of them is clearly shaped like a little gingerbread man, but he's buff. One of them is shaped like a little heart. One of them is like the equivalent of a black and white cookie, but gingerbread. And the last one is a cookie in the shape of a mirror.
This is adorable.
So I know which ones represents you and the commander.
The black and white one might be Oh wait, that might be Trapet.
I don't get a cookie, do I?
I mean, you can have the buff one.
I think that's you. I don't want to eat you.
Fair enough.
No offense? Question mark.
Not
That's a
taken.
sentence.
The owl's just like, well, I'm gonna go now.
Mr. Owl?
Hmm.
Do you want to rest? I can get you a snack. You look a bit peaked, as they say.
No, I'm just tired. I'll be fine when
Talo's just gonna pull out like just like an old blanket and just like put him on him like a little old person.
I just want to make
let's just let him rest.
he doesn't resist. He's just like fully asleep.
Tala wants to adopt the owl, I won't lie. She's also hesitant because the last time she did something like this, Damien exploded in front of her.
The owl does not explode. And it does get wrapped up in a blanket, and it's nice and snug and asleep, and you can easily take it to like the message tower and set him with the rest of the other like messenger ravens and birds.
No, this one talks. He gets a bed. Is there a bed in this room?
In Kino and Marianne's room, not really. Theirs is
Okay.
more of like an office or like a prison cell.
Fun.
So I would say that like you can easily get a bed in here. Like it's not going to be not a bed. You can get a mattress in here.
She'll just have it taken to her room and just let it sleep.
And this
Easily. You Tala can easily stack him up on, I'm assuming, some form of
Like pillows.
I was gonna say Platinum Watch commemorative plushies, but sure.
Fair enough.
And it's from Dr. Octavius Dinkle, right?
There's no name on the address list.
I mean, I'm just saying that's the one I'm assuming, right? I just want to make sure I'm getting the name right.
That is a safe assumption.
Okay.
Given the fact that this is an awakened owl that just happens to have a bag of gingerbread cookies and delivered you the key that was given to you by this lich. Yeah, it's safe to assume.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I was getting because I didn't have lich in my notes, so I was like, this is the correct
I did not
name.
either, actually.
Wait, we found that out later.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that was the correct name going to the character I thought it was.
Yes, it is Dr. Octavius Dinkles, Lich Master, or Lich and Potion Master Extraordinaire.
Lich Master Extraordinaire.
Yeah, he does a sick rat. Like all you hear, like off in the breeze, is a fucking sick, nasty skateboard trick.
Now, I just want to make this clear. Zach is saying this, not Rando. We have too many family members already, whether that's adopted or not. We should not take another.
We're keeping the owl, Rando.
I will say this: you can keep the owl, but he is an awakened being. He doesn't belong to anyone.
No, I'm joking, obviously, but like no, like as long as he wants to stay, he's got free room
doesn't
to
belong
board.
to anyone yet.
Ah.
We invent slavery.
I was afraid that was where it was going. I was like, this is gonna get dark in like 2 seconds.
Surprised he got dark in 1
That's what I
second.
said. If we have him sign a contract,
Hey, Owl, you want a job?
Yeah,
So
just fast asleep.
Avok will take this time to teach the ghosts how to ghost. Alright, here's how you phase through walls and shit. And he walks through a wall.
don't forget to teach them how to possess horses. This is very important information.
No one should be given such power. Only Avok can wield the horse.
Only I possessed the unique gumption. I possess the pizzazz. Maybe one day, if you're a ghost for 30 fucking years, glares at Marianne. Maybe then
A
you
cold-
can. Maybe then
A
you
cold
can possess
breeze
a
flies
horse.
through the stables. The horses look up and squint, knowing that they will soon be called to action.
God damn it, you're making me have to rewrite some of my lore. If I have to invent a god of horses and his name is Avok, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yay! No, Avok isn't the god of horses. The horses. He's a. What's the one I'm looking for?
A Brothers Grimm fairy tale. to them.
Exactly.
I was gonna say like patron saint.
No, he's the person that will kidnap them in the night and possess their bodies for a
I was gonna
joyride.
say, he's essentially
He's an Icelandic folklore monster. Great.
Yes.
Sure.
Accurate.
There's like the horse is just like, beware the Avanoct. It will come in the night and it will take your body and possess your bones and make you dance on your hind legs for sport.
Well, I mean, you know,
Kung Fu!
I mean,
Beware, children.
you've heard of Witch's Night, aka Walpurgisnacht. Well, this is Avoknacht.
Oh my god, I love it.
The night of Avok.
The horses was like, alright, children, behave, otherwise the Evanok will get you.
There's just a horse that speaks like Aki. He's like, light a candle under your bed, or the Avanoct will come and take your bones.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
No, that's this dimension's version of Odeth. They're just all horses.
What wrong with James is this?
All the centaurs fear this day.
I will say that if I did bring Aki into this world, yes, I would make him a horse that spreads horse lore, warning about Avok.
He's just polymorphed and can't remember how to turn it off.
I was about to say just a different animal every time you see him.
Excellent.
Mr. Oreo just appears and disappears to polymorph Aki into different things.
Love it.
So it's
Not
the
just your
big
standard
reveal.
polymorph either. He true polymorphs.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to finish my tacos.
Anywho,
Ah. Well, now that my tacos are finished and I don't have to eat anymore, is there anything that since that was Avok's scene, but Tala was also there to ensure the safety of ghosts. Is there anything that Tala would like to do on her own, or is there anything that Rando would like to do?
if Rando wants to talk to the ghost, Tala is probably going to be doing that too.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real with you.
You forgot
The
that.
thing is, Rando already established his distrust. He already is not a fan, especially of Kino. Can't imagine why.
The brother that tried to kill me.
Tried. I think he actually succeeded. I think it was sheer luck I lived.
The favorite.
He knocked you unconscious. You didn't
If you live, that means he didn't succeed.
No, but he
Zach,
took
who are you
out
playing
Rando.
now?
I'm trying to figure that part out.
I'm playing Rando's other personality.
Oh, 1 second.
You all thought it was Rando, but it was me, Dio.
It was Lando.
Ugh.
Calrissian?
Yes.
Give me a second.
That's better than Dando. He's just dandy.
I sense no danger here.
What about
worry about it.
Rando? He's just the super athletic one.
My feet hurt.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Use it. Just cast Fireball. It's fine.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I think I need to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Worrying about it sounds like a pretty good thing to do.
But
Fine.
why? Why do that?
For now. It's not aimed at you.
I hope not.
It's not. I know who it's aimed at.
Well, I hope you know.
I have evasion.
It's not you.
Anyway,
Is
to
it,
make it clear,
is it Tala?
It's none of you.
Okay. Oh no, someone's gonna kill the kids.
I don't have a problem. I mean, I do have a problem, but we're not going to get into that. That's a can of worms. The point being, I don't want to, like, start anything. I'm fine with relaxing, not dealing with that, and just moving past it. That was years ago. It's okay. Ish. But you know. Am I making sense?
I think so. Just please don't change your mind and try to. Well, no offense, but you guys are already dead. Don't excise them.
Well,
Re-kill
I'm not
them.
letting anyone do anything to them. In case they come back, I still have unfinished business. I'm not letting anyone touch them.
I mean, they're there if you want to talk.
I know. However, I am trying to be the better person. With a lot of resentment and anger. I just... I don't want to hold grudges when it comes to something. Yes,
No.
it's major, but truth is, he didn't kill me. Yeah, he hurt. They literally killed Avok.
Yeah.
But we brought him back. All of his comrades are back. He didn't kill me, Kino specifically. So I'm fine with it.
All but one of my
I can-
comrades came back. He was too old.
I can
He's too old to make the journey.
forgive them. That's fine. I can past it. I won't forget, because if I forget history, then history repeats itself, and then I'll get stabbed in the back again. I just think it's wasted effort to be mad about it. You know?
No, I agree with you.
So, with that in mind, do you need to talk to them?
Well, I've been spending a lot of time with him, mainly because I wanted to make sure that no one in the base was going to try and...
Hurt them, harm them,
Yeah, I mean,
exercise them?
our father is responsible for them being in this situation, and I feel that I have,
An obligation to look after them?
yeah.
Tala, can I be honest with you?
It would be
After this-
refreshing around here.
After this, please live your own life.
I am, but at the same time, someone has to take responsibility. That's part of my oath. That's the just thing to do.
I get that. And Tala, you are doing phenomenal. But you're only taking orders. You're not following what you want. Sooner or later, you should stand up for what you want, not what others tell you to want.
In my own way, I am, though. I'm standing up for what I think is right, and something in my core tells me this is the right thing for me to do at this time.
And if that's what you believe in,
Yep.
then I guess keep doing it, because, well, we already have a brother who's considered ancient even for, you know, Dragonborn. And he's still alive in the hopes of seeing our dad again.
Yep. I don't know if I ever actually wanted to meet him, but I don't know. I guess I just.
The worst part is, it's not as bad as you
No,
paint the picture
I
of a terrible person, and then you meet him, and you're like, I can only feel bad for you.
It's not even that. I don't even think he knows my name.
See, now that's where I'm going to tell you you're wrong.
I mean, we know he knew who you were. He stayed with Platinum Watch because he knew you were his. I think he maybe said 3 words to me, and he's gone again.
There's a couple things I learned about Trapet. One, everything he does is for a reason. Whether that's good or bad, I still don't know. The second thing I learned, he will not actively fuck over his family unless they start it. And the third thing I learned, and I'm gonna look Talent right in the eyes, he is always watching us. Whether we know it or not, he knows about you. You might be, quote unquote, a surprise, but I think the surprise was more, he's surprised that you actually turned out better than most of us.
Maybe.
Because that Jocelyn, let me tell you, it's pretty strong. As I point over to Kino and blanking on other name.
Marianne.
Thank you. Okay, I think Randall had one encounter with her and never said actual words to Marianne.
Pretty much.
I just. Again, no offense to you two. I just didn't expect things to go this way. And I know that you guys did some awful things when you were under Baal's influence, but no one deserves what you went through. And I'm going to do what I can to make sure that you are safe until you can safely pass on, or I don't know. I mean, well, look what happened with Avok. Who knows? It's a weird world we're in.
That being said, if I have find a way to do so, I'll bring you two back.
As will I. Hopefully without the influence of a mad god aspect, of course.
Or you can stay as ghosts and do all sorts of cool ghost shit.
Ah, ghost. Avox here. Ah.
I was teaching them how to be a ghost, so I didn't think I was
I know,
here.
I'm joking.
I think Marianne kind of thinks about what you both said and just looks at you both and just says, honestly, just I'd have to find. I have lived a long, long life already. I'm just tired.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I get that.
the way I look at it, you survived for so long, but was that really living?
Yes. You see it as survival. There were many years where I lived without having to look over my shoulder, without having to be on the run. I lived plenty of time. But I made choices to kill, to take life, and keep on living. Because I was afraid to die. I lived long enough. Longer than I should have.
Tala just kind of stands there. I would try to hug you, but I'm somewhat concerned that my aura may actually hurt you.
I think you'll hurt her.
Yeah, exactly. I think I legit would hurt her on contact.
Accidentally
She-
destroys her essence.
She nods. Is there anything
Ironically,
else? Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, ironically, I've actually spent more time with the two of you than I have with the person that brought us together.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. But you know, that's Trapet.
Yep, that is Trapet.
Kino just kind of like looks at you, Tala, and just is like, can I offer a piece of advice?
Sure.
I know he kind of like gestures to himself. Not really one to be making wise speeches right now. All I,
mean,
can
you're-
really. No, go
I
ahead.
mean, you are half a millennia old, though.
Yeah, but apparently I'm
Wait,
still
you're how old?
still a child inside. I'm basically just tantruming one. And this is very much like a child, like attention trailing off, and is like having to recenter himself. Because this is like he is like give or take like 400 like plus years old, but he's like this is very much like a fucking child. So he's got all this time to contend with, but has currently no attention span. And kind of like looks at you, Talon, and he just goes, "You really should stop kind of comparing your like sense of self to whether or not your father was there." Like if he hypothetically, if he was, you wouldn't be the same person you are. Would you say that that would be better for you, knowing who he is now?
I don't know. I had a very, very clear picture of him, shall we say, painted throughout my youth. And now that... Let's just say I didn't really get the chance to compare what I was told to the real thing. But things did track.
Kino kind of shrugs. He's like, I hunted my father for like centuries. And I knew him for all of a day.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's I think about 4 hours on my end.
So you got a couple centuries to go to get a day.
Yep.
And this is when Rando realized how fucking good he had it.
Aww.
Aww.
Because
I
now
think-
Rando... Sorry.
I think you're doing fine on your own. Like, do you have a mom?
Yeah, I think I am doing pretty well too. It's just I don't know if I necessarily want a closure. I don't know what I wanted. Just didn't really get the chance to find it, I guess.
Well, I mean, as you've been saying, a lot of your wants kind of coincide with greater good. So I think that he looks over at Rando. Rando's got the right idea. Like, you may or may not get closure with Trapet, but you can get closure with yourself. Be selfish. Wander the countryside. Sample wines and cheeses.
When you're older.
He just kind of shrugs. He's like, I'm older than him. You have to listen to me over him. That's how it works.
Also, you both do realize I'm in my early 20s, right?
Yeah, that's why
Still too young.
that's why I said listen to me, not him.
No.
He walks up to you, and places a ghostly hand on you. Surprisingly, doesn't disintegrate.
Okay, but I say Tala's like instantly like wincing, like, oh god, please don't.
Surprisingly, doesn't disintegrate. There still seems to be kind of like some weirdness with like his form and you, but this is clearly like a gesture that he is trying. Like, whether this is painful or not for him is not really a concern. And he just looks at you and goes, you owe it to yourself to kind of be irresponsible. You're allowed to.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I left the cult of soon, or well, left the church. I was a little more
Wound tight.
old-fashioned than the rest were when it came to that.
He kind of like thinks for a second. He's like,
Wait. Were you the most stuck up one?
What'd you say?
Wait, were you the most stuck up one?
I was the one who would be like, hey, let's not steal the sacramental wine because we might get in trouble, even though apparently stealing the sacramental wine was part of the test to become a paladin.
Wait,
oh,
she was a
wow,
narc.
you were lame.
oh.
Well,
This feels. I feel like for Tala, this feels so much worse because it's coming from a child version of her eldest brother.
who is a genocidal monster in another life.
Hey, we're
The
we're
worst-
we're forgiving. We're not forgetting.
The worst part, I'm siding with him.
I'm just that we're
You are
finding out
that bad?
Why
We're
does
also learning that
siding with
Talos
me
are
have to be
narc.
a mutually exclusive thing? You know what? We're not getting into this.
Because you were a murderer. Oh, I'm kind of here. I'm kind of not. Ignore me.
Just immediately.
Listen,
pulls up
either
shirt.
either
There's
be here or
Star.
either stop phasing through the floor or be here.
I was
Pick a lane, Avok.
I was bringing you Oreos, but fine.
I'll take him.
Okay, here's some Oreos.
I think if you're like still picking a lane, Kino just drags you out of the floor.
Fuck!
Merrick is all this.
He's like, yeah. When we're ghosts, we weigh the same and we're strong the same.
I have taught you
You're
well.
now no longer bigger than me.
Everyone's having this whole thing with like their fathers and everything. Meanwhile, Merrick's having like a huge hug out with his dad, getting a really cool match got him. He's having a good time.
After having a
The
cat.
revelation.
It's like the fucking Metalocalypse thing. It's like, we get it. You don't have fathers. I do. Fucking love my dad.
My dad's fucking awesome. We can play catch all the time. We go to football games and shit. Fucking great.
Rando
Yeah,
and,
it's literally.
Rando and
Rando
Tala.
realized.
Rando and Tala talk about the feelings of their father. Meanwhile, Merrick's outside playing catch with his dad.
We literally just see it out the window, just in the background. You two playing catch.
You are my dad. You're my dad. Boogie woogie woogie.
But yeah, I think that Kino just is like, yeah,
It wasn't a narc.
Well, now you technically get paid to be one, so I guess it worked out.
Tala's just kind of tightly holding the holy sigil, just like, mm-hmm.
You can smite me, but it won't make you feel.
No,
better.
I'm not.
He's very much that
Where's
kid
my
kid confidence.
Smiling me won't make you right.
I'm not gonna spite you. I swore to protect you.
I swore to protect you. It's fine.
I'm not touching you.
Do not
Kino
start that.
for
We
real.
will kill each other.
Siblings.
But I think Kino kind of like steps away for a second, and he's just like,
I do really appreciate it, and I do agree with what you said. I'm just finding my own way during all this. There'll be plenty of time after all of the fighting is over.
yeah. Kind of seems to think for a second. And then he walks over to Rando.
Oh. I didn't do it. I'm now having like sibling comments.
He's
Oh,
he's
God.
like kind of sizing you up for a second. And then just looks at you and goes, I fucking hated you.
Language.
Am I the favorite?
I mean, I thought you were, but you know, you make a point. I really don't think Trapet plays favorites. I think that he was just kind of trying to make up for being a shitty dad, trying to not be his own father.
Still don't know anything about Grandpa, but okay.
I mean, you sift through the wreckage of the family home, you find a few things.
Did you find Grandpa?
Wait, you have actual like family backstory?
You have family heirlooms?
I mean, if you could call a pile of cinder and ash an heirloom. Um, he kind of just thinks for a second. He's like, Dad? And then you like, as soon as he says it, like, this is Kino's first time calling him Dad. You like, it's almost like drinking lemon juice. He's just like,
Yeah, no, that sounded weird.
he's just like tasting the air for a second. Like, you've never seen the ghost taste the air, but it looks weird. And he's just like,
No, don't.
He-
You don't have to do that.
ah.
Yeah, please stop.
I think he does care in his own weird way,
Yeah.
but I think he's just wrapped up in thinking he's damaged. He just projects that onto everything.
Let me tell you. Oh man, do I have some stories for you.
I think that, like, you say that, but he kind of, like, looks past you, and he kind of looks at something. And he's just like, ah. Huh.
Can I, Kino? Can I let you in on a little secret?
Hmm?
I'm the only one in the family to successfully kill him.
What?
He's just kind of like, did it make you feel better?
The best part is, it wasn't on purpose.
That wasn't the answer to my question.
I mean, I felt terrible. Because it wasn't on purpose.
He kind of just takes that in. And then you watch as Kino, like, turns to Marianne and he goes, Mom? And she's like, and he goes, the tiefling lady was right. You gotta just forgive yourself and live with yourself. Can't believe I'd spent 400 years throwing a temper tantrum.
Don't you
Wow.
feel? Don't you
And he looks at his
You know what?
form and he's like, this is fitting.
Congratulations. That makes you a true Dosselin.
Don't you feel stupid?
And you all watch as
I
a
swear to
small
God.
little, like, doorway of light kind of appears in the room.
If he goes beyond, I swear to God, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him when I get to heaven.
And Kino's just like as the door, like, sheds light on Kino, you can see now clearly the, like, twisted bramble thorns running through his ghostly form that are weakening and kind of withering and falling off.
If you walk through that door, I swear to any and all gods, I will come to the heavens and I will drag your ass down. I am starting to like you. Don't you leave me now.
He just kind of, like, looks at Tala and looks at you, and he looks at Rando, and I think with that big brother confidence, just kind of, like, smirks and just goes, you need to get right with your abandonment and daddy issues. And then he runs through the door.
Oh!
I'm chasing him down.
Tala just watches this, kind of
I'm
smacks
bigger
lip.
than you. I'll catch you.
Tala just smacks her lips. Yep. Definitely our father's son.
And he goes through the gateway, and ascends. Since Rando's focused on that, Tala, make me an insight check.
I will make an insight check, yes.
I don't have daddy issues, you son of a bitch.
Insight...
No, but you. He does have abandonment issues.
Oh,
How
no,
dare you?
I have no bonus on insight. Okay, just a 17.
You see that kind of like that that realization that they can kind of change their fate. They don't have to be ruled by this guilt. Kind of like, just like your initial words stirred something in Kino, this action stirs something in Marianne. You feel like she can, whatever thing Rita and Avok did earlier that, caused her to kind of get all tangled up, seems to kind of loosen. So it seems like she could potentially make progress in getting her own way out. But Kino has ascended to the afterlife.
Back to Pandemonium.
I'm gonna drag him back.
Tala just kind of quietly, say hey to the Raven Queen for me.
I'm gonna find part of his body and use True Resurrection and bring him back. I swear to God.
Only works if soul is willing.
His body dissolved into ash.
Well, True Resurrection works if even with that.
If there's ash, I can do it.
Well, we don't know what
works
Trapet
if the
did with
soul
the
is
ash.
willing.
We are going to run a level 21 shot after we're all dead, kicking Kino's ass.
There's a toddler, get him!
Y'all just get to heaven and he's still like in the form of a child and you just beat the fuck out of him.
That's the entire one shot.
Walks and struts. I'm back, you bitch.
Paylor just looks at Merrick. I don't think you can be my champion now. And you're like, wait, no, Paylor, you don't understand. This child was...
This child was a giant dick.
It just opens with like Avok and like Merrick and like Yusa just waiting in heaven, just sort of waiting. Then Rando and Tala finally show up like, finally, we've been waiting for you, long-lived motherfuckers.
Avok is just sitting in the room right now, just going, man, at some point I should figure out who my mom and dad are.
Did he say that out loud?
Yeah.
Rando's gonna turn to him.
What?
I pray to any god that you worship that you weren't serious.
Wait,
What?
I
I
the character,
said-
what do you say?
I said at some point I should figure out who my parents are.
Oh. I heard the other way around. My bad.
Oh, no. Avok was like,
I heard, I hope that I forget.
no,
my parents.
No.
No,
Okay.
Avok doesn't actually know. Avok is the only person in this party who is a legitimate orphan, has no idea who his parents are.
I mean,
Yeah,
that was...
the entire tribe was taken like as slaves for war. Does not know.
All right, I'm gonna blah, 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 that line.
I was
Wait,
so
that's not canon.
confused. I was like, don't you dare
Rando's gonna
find out who
turn.
your parents are.
Rando's gonna turn and be like, next time?
Yeah. Next time what?
All right. Well, after this war, I'll have all the power of Inquisition.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna use that power to find your parents.
Oh god.
Door kicks open. Merrick's there with the sword. Did I hear someone say abuse power? Who we killed? Oh.
Don't worry, Commander. I'm already ready to kill him. Tala just has her sword up over Rando's neck like an executioner.
I'm not
There's
trying to
context
be
that I missed here. Wait, what's Kino?
Oh, he passed on and fucked off.
He passed on.
Mary takes out a saying stone. We have a ghost that's left Inquisition in perimeters.
No,
we need a
he
search part.
actually moved on.
Oh,
He's dead.
we don't
for
have
real.
agents there.
Yeah, I know. Give me a couple years, I'll be there.
I mean,
I'll race you.
statistically, I'll beat you there.
Race you.
You want to bet?
All right, first one to the afterlife buys the drinks.
Brando,
I mean,
speed
I'll
run,
make- I'll
jumps
make
out the window.
I'll make it there, just not the way you want it.
Talo's just glaring. If either of you or you, Jaglares over at Avok,
Hey, what's up?
expedite that process, I will resurrect you just to kill you myself.
Cool.
Nate,
You think I'm
Multiple
gonna be
times.
there when I die?
I mean, I died recently over in the clan wars, so
And we brought you back.
Merrick,
technically I still won that.
my asshole brother just moved on.
Oh,
As I was starting to like him, I'm gonna do the most brotherly thing I can and embarrass the fuck out of him and drag him out of heaven.
I do have
I'm
a
an
boon
only
with the Raven
child, but I
Queen.
feel like I would be able to relate to that if I had siblings.
I
Someone
didn't
as a sibling,
know.
as someone with 3 siblings, I can confirm this is brother energy.
What? What are you talking about?
I would
Real
rip
shit.
you out of heaven just to embarrass you.
That's fair.
Real shit.
Or
As
either of our
youngest
sisters.
brother, as a youngest brother, I want to make clear, absolutely, I would do this to my siblings
Oh yeah.
because it's funny.
When you
Anyway.
commit to a bit, you commit to a higher calling.
Exactly.
There is one final scene I do want to do, but before that, I want to ask if there's anything else that anyone wants to do.
Is Talo was just going to ask if Marianne was okay.
She is kind of shook, but seems like the epiphany was good. The epiphany of her being able to change her fate is good, but like obviously her, current ghost child ascending to heaven and leaving her on the mortal plane less so.
Yeah,
She's-
kind of a dick move. Again, very in character with the family.
She's gonna need some time to process.
One thing Tala I was going to see if it was possible, like ask around to see if it was possible and mention to Marianne, was to see if, you know how Avok had the badge?
Yeah.
To see if there's any way we could potentially buy Marianne so she could basically hide out with us. Maybe find an epiphany along the way to cross over and all that.
That would require an item that she's actually attached to, like emotionally,
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
Like Trapet had her effects, but I don't know where. Like me, the player, and me and Tala, the character, don't know where Trapet did with any of that crap.
I'm assuming it's either in his house, in his vault, or hidden somewhere within the demiplane house.
I can do a quick sweep to see if
But I would say that just for the sake of this, because I kind of like to think I have somewhat of a vibe on Trapet, I don't think they would be in the demiplane house. More than likely they're in his house or in his vault.
Yeah, it's probably not the best to go around the. Yeah, I guess he did clear literally everything out of the vault to. Oh, yeah, did we tell Randall that like Trapet legit paid his entire life fortune just to help this plan go into action?
Well, there's that, and then he also gave a lot of his money to Rando in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like legit, like everything he had was just like, and that was partially just to get the demiplane and the potion for Avok.
yeah. I think it was just the demiplane. The potion was taken care of
Liches
by
ain't
Mary.
cheap.
Okay. I just know we did
you
all
guys,
that at one
you
time.
guys bought the equivalent of like a final boss level like video game house. Like, yeah, it's gonna be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Avok had to give up memories.
Yeah.
That sucks for you.
And you're
Never had to give up memories feelings attached to memories.
Yeah.
That sucks for you.
I think Trapet gave up like the one memory of his dad being nice.
That sucks for you.
It
Merrick
did.
the feeling of feeling safe the first time he entered the Blood Hunter Order.
Ava
why
can
is no one's
never talk
paranoid
about
when he
that to
entered
me.
the blood hunter order then?
Well, no, I mean, like, he can remember the memory. He just won't feel safe.
Yeah, he just doesn't have like the same sense of like, finally, at last, I'm somewhere safe after so long of being kind of like a feral wolf boy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how liches work, dude.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you guys chose this.
Yeah, I mean, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I mean,
No.
Hindsight's 2020.
I'm complaining.
we made the trade. We knew what we were giving up.
Avok, I did not want this shit back.
I mean,
I just said how that whole thing was a mistake. I want a refund.
You
I'm
can
ready
take
to
it up with your customer service representative.
I'm ready to go fight shit.
we grabbed the owl by the neck.
Where is it? The owl.
Where's Scarecrow?
Where's Dr. Tinkles?
Tala likes to
believe
swear
you're
to me.
abusing an old man.
See, Tala has no idea that the owl's associated with any of that. She just felt bad for him.
I'm just imagining Tala walking in and it's just Avok shaking the owl and like slapping him in the face. Where is it? He's like, oh.
While Merrick just has like a modern ass gun pointed at him.
No, just like has the
Glock 45.
Arcanotech equivalent of a fucking like desk lamp just shoved into his face. Just daylight cast on it. It's just ping! It's like, oh,
Tell us what you know.
I'm a colonel.
So you have 3 nightingales, is what I'm hearing.
Fucking Skyrim joke.
Thank
So
you.
fucking stupid. I love it. I actually just picked that back up recently. Anyway, getting off topic. One final scene, and then we're gonna get to the last thing before next session.
Hit us.
As you all kind of are finishing your last bits of preparation, Merrick, one of the sentries comes and gets you, letting you know that someone is making their way up the trail to the Dawnbright Keep.
Who is it?
He says an older gentleman that is heavily armed and armored.
Do you get anything else on the description or no?
They don't give you anything else. They say that he seems human.
Human,
Seems-
armored. Okay. Merrick just sort of... Guys, we're expecting company, front gates, one man, armed, armored. If you want to meet me there, by all means. And Merrick just heads on down. And
Tala,
whoever wants to join him can.
yep, Tala flies down, sword is ready.
Ava heads on down. Just jumps out the window.
I'm gonna stay back.
Okay, so I need everybody that decides to come meet this stranger to come down to B.
Mm-hmm. I'm scrolling out the map real quick.
Yeah, it's way down here.
Tala's gonna have her sword drawn again, like earlier, just basically in the pose that's on her profile pic.
Merrick
Gotcha.
just arms crossed, like in front, just waiting.
Ava's going to stay a little bit back, let them take points.
Yeah, I think as you all make it down here, you see the figure walking up the path, and Merrick, seeing him, you recognize him. This is Duncan. As he is, it looks to be a little wounded, and is kind of like limping up the path.
Merrick runs over to him. Tala, healing.
On it. Lay on hands.
He's like, thank you,
Maximum.
boss.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Kinda-
this is Duncan. He's my mentor.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you, sir. How many lay on hands did I just use, Walker, to get him back up?
Um,
I have 70 max.
you would have to use 70.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He kind of leans up against the wall, and he's still, even after 70, like pretty injured.
What happened to you?
Fought my way out of a city.
Should have stayed. We would have come got you.
I didn't have time for that. Heard some young pup decided to gather an army, so I'm here to report my intelligence and sign on.
The Inquisition would be happy to have you, Duncan.
He
Welcome to the
nods.
Silver Dawn.
Well, all the orders have traveled through the Ratway into the city and have holed up in the Ghost Slayer building. After hearing about the Silver Dawn crest that appeared in the town square and the kerfuffle that happened over at Platinum Watch HQ, we decided it was time to mobilize. So we holed ourselves up in that building and refortified it. And we've been keeping a low profile. But
First time all four orders have fought together since, what, the last war?
more or less, if you could call what we did during the last war fighting together. Say we haven't actually officially fought together and since the Third Age.
Well,
Well, the end of it at least. But that's neither here nor there.
Walker, can I roll just like a perception or insight to double check that this guy seems to be who he says he is before I heal him anymore?
Yeah, go for it.
Avok was going to ask to do the same thing. Could I?
Go for it, both of you.
Alrighty.
What should I roll?
America's a sap if this is a trap.
It would be insight for both of you. Reading people is always insight.
Flat 19.
20 total.
Avok.
10 plus 10.
You said 10?
10 plus 10, 20 total.
Oh, 20 total. Okay, sorry.
I need to boost my insight. Damn.
Yeah, he's legit.
Expertise, I assume.
No. Just
Really?
Standard proficiency.
Damn,
I'm a
you're
monk.
good.
I have high
Yeah,
wisdom.
he's legit.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I have been rereading my thing wrong. That is a 27. Sorry.
Well, in that case,
He's actually a
do have it.
mimic. His pants are mimics.
Yeah, he's legit.
Come on, let's teach you insight and get you some healing.
Yeah, just gonna start casting cure wounds as we go.
He kind of fills you in on the situation. Lets you know that for the most part, after
that's you.
everything that y'all did, the guards are kind of more organized and mobilized. They've all but stopped patrolling areas outside the wall.
Good.
They've really moved all their forces into the city proper. The areas outside the city and the slums and outlying regions are not protected. The walled area is the only area that they patrol now. So he lets you know that it's going to be a tough fight getting in. And, you know, like they stepped up patrols in the sewers. He fought his way through it. But a good enough stealth unit could get through no problem without being detected. It just depends
Well,
on how you decide to go.
How about air support? Does the Platinum Watch have anything in the air? Dragons, wyverns?
He lets you know that the only aerial support they have is specifically over Platinum Watch HQ and the Palace.
I have a question.
The only thing they have on the walls are like ballista.
Copy.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
The guards, are they just Platinum Watch personnel, or are they Eclipsed? Because if we have to fight them, we've been discussing various alternatives. I don't want to put down somebody who is just being deceived. I didn't know
be
if you might
honest,
have
it's
any
gonna
extra
be-
information on that.
Gonna be hard to tell. Anyone that is Eclipse isn't necessarily out flying their banner. Any guards in the city just kind of dress like guards, and Platinum Watch personnel dress like Platinum Watch personnel. They're pretty easy to spot with the blue and silver uniforms. So, I will say if any of your people are Eclipse, they probably hold some position of authority in the guard, so they're not going to be the common rank and file. And if they're in Platinum Watch, well, it's going to be impossible to tell.
I do have one suggestion.
Mhm.
We can try and take as many prisoners as possible, and Platinum and Eclipse agents have a false tooth with cyanide in it. Once we have them as prisoner, we can check to see if they have that tooth. That will immediately out them as Eclipse agents.
Not a bad call.
Well, if you think you can extract it before they bite down on it, then yeah, good call. Otherwise, I mean, I guess if they bite down on it, it kind of solves your problem.
Rando and I actually had an idea at this. We may attempt to try and drug the guards rations or the water or something to knock them out in. So that way, less chance of us having to actually kill innocents.
Not a bad call, but you'd want to do it before you decide to siege the place, because
Exactly. We
if you
have
launch any offensive, they're not going to be necessarily sitting down for bread and water.
right. We have family connections with a drug cult. Is that what they're called? Regardless, we think we may be able to use their proficiency to, just potentially maybe just drug the water supply or something to take them down.
Brando, can we use your connection with the rats to sneak that into those supply?
He is not there.
Oh, damn it! That's right. Shit.
I thought we had gone back inside at this point.
I mean, you're walking there, but Rando didn't
Okay.
come with you.
We can
He's, like,
consult
all the
around
way
and
back
see
in.
if we can use the rats if need be.
Why do y'all expect me to stay, still be the king of the rats? Most of them probably died off and don't even remember me.
No, you are a fable.
Listen, you are a legend that has been talked about and
Hold
descended
on.
among their
One
people.
day he shall return to us.
The rat god.
I mean-
Quick question: how long ago was the time skip, and when Rendo first did that
was
thing with the
3
rats?
years, I think.
Ah,
I'd
shit!
say- I'd
The
say
average
roughly 3
lifespan of a
years.
rat is 2 years.
Yeah, 3
Again,
So the
he is
elders.
he's now a legend in their people.
Unless, listen, Rando didn't come with y'all to infiltrate the Platinum City. He didn't do his cat god, rat god plan, so y'all don't know. Y'all
No, we
can
don't.
find out.
Yeah, that's what we're just speculating right now.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Speculation.
Anyway, I think that
And
yeah, Duncan kind of fills you all in, and then once you get him to the healing tent, he gets healed up and just kind of settles in.
Okay. Once Duncan's healed up, get ready to deploy.
We have 1 week.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we had like a week.
Well, you got a little less than that. It's sometimes been passing. You got some
Make any,
days.
make any preparations that you still need to. I want everyone at full fine capabilities when the time comes.
Gonna reach out to the sister drug cult.
Gotcha. All right. That brings me to the next and final thing. So y'all should be able to see the map because I've dragged you onto here.
Yay!
I'm going to zoom out a
Yay.
little bit. So now we plan. So this is a document that I sent you all previously, but in case you haven't looked at it in forever, these are your war assets. And it is time to mark our deployment. So, currently, just because they have the highest number of troops per capita, I did sit down with Red and Storm previously to assess deployment options for some of their forces, just because they had too many.
Yay!
But for Rando and Tala, y'all have a little bit less. But having your allies put them on the board makes things easy to kind of like figure out where stuff could and should be. So first and foremost, I think we're going to start with Tala. So these are your current people you can deploy. And you can choose as well if you'd like to hold people on reserve or if you'd like to deploy them to Yirion instead of the Platinum City.
Yeah, I was about to ask because I thought we had the Yurion issue as well to deal with.
You do. And some people have already been deployed from Avok and Merrick's groups, but they've also left some of their people on reserve. For example, Avok deployed soldiers from the Republic in Varianus, as well as warriors that he met and barbarians that he happened to recruit while working for the Eyes of Truth to Yirion, whereas Merrick deployed the warriors of Kynagal and a dragon. So of your groups, you can choose to send people in an opposite direction, or you can send to just keep them on hold in case you need them for something else.
And are they just like a one-time use deal?
For the purpose of sieging the city, they are not a one-time use. It's just this is where they will be deployed. It will be a while before they're ready again.
That's what I did have a question. I know we have the airship now, House.
Yes.
Is there any way House could be modified to deploy like chemical warfare, like an aerosol or something?
It could not.
Okay. I was thinking just like knock out gas bombs or something.
It would not be able to.
Okay.
Or at least if it was, it would not be it would be indiscriminate. It would hit your forces and enemy forces.
Yeah. I was thinking out of the ones that Tala has at hand, deploying some of the people from the Shadow Council might be useful. Some of the infiltrators and the vampires and such to work their way into the city, if possible.
Gotcha. So these you wanted to deploy into the city, and then the like big names you wanted to just keep on hold.
The Obelix was a shapeshifter, yes.
Mhm.
If they are conducive, may put the obelisk in there. It is, just as long as they don't eat innocent people.
They promise to try.
Wait. How's that sound to you guys?
I mean who is this again?
This is the Oblex, the like slime made up of, hundreds of screaming souls.
The shapeshifter and their infiltrators and James Hargrove's vampires.
Down for the vampires, an Oblex in the civilian population sounds tricky.
I'm more thinking about doing the infiltrators, but I feel like the vampires could have given them some sort of backup as long as we're like, hey, please don't eat people.
Don't eat civilians.
That
Yeah.
should be fine.
I just think because, like, with their unique kit of abilities, they would be suited at maybe finding potential ways of access to get into the city or causing disruptions within the city.
No, yeah, I dig it.
For Tala's, I'm going to make hers red. We're going to go ahead and do vampires. Where would you like to deploy the vampires?
I was going to see if they could potentially... Because vampires are pretty stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Especially James's.
Yeah. I was going to see if them and infiltrators may be able to go through, like, the catacombs and the sewers and sneak into the city proper.
Yeah, no.
Ahead of time.
I'm saying where... Like, anywhere on this map is where you can deploy your units.
Yeah, like the Goliaths I
have.
have at the Colosseum. I have infiltrators by the Temple of Cord, assassins by the Temple of Lathander.
Yeah, I'm pulling the map back up. I think the main way we know of course we know where the main entrance is, and there's the docks area. So I'm just reacquainting myself with the map.
You could have them try and sneak through the Platinum HQ.
Yeah, I just feel like with
Oh wait, yeah.
oh god, what's his name?
Gareth. Yeah.
Yeah,
Paladin.
with Gareth specifically being there, that these guys would get wiped pretty quick.
I didn't think about that.
Where
That's
would
a
Gareth be?
The HQ.
Pat on Watch HQ.
We should probably not have them there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
my original idea was just basically have them disperse sporadically throughout the city
No, yeah.
instead of just being like concentrated in one area.
No, I get that too, but they need
I
to...
understand that. Yeah, for the sake of like me putting them on the map, I just have to know where you.
I gotcha. Like maybe more towards the center, like near the bazaar and the powder room and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
I get that, Hawk. I had the same idea with my assassins and infiltrators. Like, just get
Yeah,
out
no,
the city.
they can start wherever. Like they can go wherever you want. Like after they've been deployed, I just need to know where they start.
I'm gonna make
so I can generate tokens for you to control.
So real quick, guys, are we going to try and infiltrate through the sewers?
That seems like the best bet, in my opinion.
I want the vampires into sewers then.
Oh, so I shouldn't have my tabaxi in the sewers. Got it.
Well, I was thinking just like without the light
tabaxis
issue.
are going to be at the bazaar. They're
Yeah.
So you want to deploy the vampires in the sewers rather than in the streets.
Yeah, and the infiltrators just be throughout the streets. Because the vampires, we don't have to worry about them being harmed by the light, and they could incapacitate or take out guards throughout. I mean, Tala doesn't want potentially innocent Platinum Watch or city guards being killed, if possible, but...
I'll deploy your infiltrators with Avox then, and we can just go from there. And then
Yeah.
the vampires will put it the rat way, which is the main interest of the sewers.
Yeah, I just feel like they could potentially like clear out the sewers.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that you want to deploy from your list?
Did you guys want us to have like a show of force outside the city, just kind of like as a bit of a, I don't want necessarily as a distraction, but as
We have
It
the
would definitely
High
draw
Rock...
attention.
Yeah, we have the
Yeah,
High
draw
Rock
attention.
army coming from the... I think that's the east.
Yeah.
And then we
you
have the
War
Yes,
war
yeah,
Engineers.
High Rock.
engineers. Yeah, we have the war engineers.
Yeah, then you have war
coming from the
engineers,
north.
and you have Silver Dawn troops.
I have these Silvercliff militias helping the people over here. So these are like
Yeah,
poor
Saltcliff militia
areas
as well.
Yeah, so getting them like some aid. I don't know if
Okay.
this
And the Shing
interests you,
Armada.
but I don't know if this interests Tala, but the Raven Queen Temple is right here.
yeah.
I think they could use some help.
I was going to see about maybe putting the Raven, because the Ravenites have a lot of clerics, and the Temple soon is not too far from where you have your people at.
Yep.
I was going to maybe see about deploying the Ruby Rose Order to the Temple soon, and the Ravenites to secure the Raven Queen's temple.
Sounds good.
That works.
That way, basically fortify the areas that around where they have an investment already.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Also-
maybe having the. Or go ahead.
Also, I was just going to say, like, you just made me realize if we can at least claim an entry point into the city, we have a surefire way in to get more troops if need be, without the stealthier options that that could, in theory, slow us down. So if
Yeah.
any one of our troops takes a gate, we're in.
Yeah. I was so. What are the numbers you have for your war engineers into High Rock?
Let me pull those guys up. War Engineers of High Rock.
Yeah,
So the war engineers, it's not like a whole lot. It's like 150 of them, but they do have Magitech and siege weaponry that they are bringing from the north.
Oh wow, Sawcliffe has 10,000. Okay, so you got a good number on this side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I also
Saltcliffe has a
deployed
pretty good number of
30% of the Silver Dawn's forces into this battle.
Okay.
Because
Silver
I only
Dawn,
figured
5,000.
30% just because with everything else we're doing.
Here's the percentage breakdown. There's 30% here. There's 40% at Yurion, and then he's got 30% on reserve.
In that case, I was going to suggest we have because the Emerald Knights are pretty tough.
Fuck yeah, they are.
Them and because the Rose Knights are the best of the best of Soon, correct?
Yeah, they're basically Tala's pre-time.
Yeah, the order that she was applying for basically before she ran off.
Tala was level 10.
Yeah. All right, so
An army
I
of
was
Talas.
maybe have them come in. I'm debating having them either support the monks from that side or come in from the farmland up above because we don't have anybody stationed there.
And additionally, you don't have to deploy everybody. You could always send people to Yurion, or you could just keep them on reserve in case you need them for a later battle.
Since we know who the people who are involved with the Knights of Split Helm, how effective they are, and it's just sheer numbers, I was thinking about sending them to Yurion.
Okay, I can go ahead and deploy them there.
That sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Dragon Warriors, because they have some good elemental resistances, and I know there's a lot of magic and shit flying around there.
Did you want to keep the Noctjager and James on reserve, or did you want to deploy either of them to Yurion?
That's the thing is, like, I feel like having James with us could be useful. I just don't know how the Noctjager would do in battle, is my concern.
I can answer that question. Not well.
Yeah.
If you assign him to an area, I could say this: he will provide logistical support.
That's what I was more thinking for him.
Yeah, he's not going to fight. So if you
would
have him at Yurion, he can get some good logistical support on.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking. Let's put him at Yurion.
All right. Did you want James to be there as well, or just keep James on reserve?
I'm gonna keep James honestly with us here. What? If possible, I would like to have James like specifically with us to party.
Okay.
A high level vampire lord. What do you guys think?
Teaming up with a werewolf. This is the climax of Van Helsing.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll say that James can be with the party. That will still technically count him as being on reserve, but he will be with you all. Now, if you're going into the city, full disclosure, this man is not walking through sewers.
Yeah, no.
He's come too far to walk through other people's shit.
I mean, Tala will carry him if she has to, if he wants her to.
Oh no, he will probably just fly over the walls. He'll just
Fair enough.
He'll just Laszlo Cravensworth bat and fly over the walls.
My thing is, I just wanted him to be near us in case, because we've already dealt with some of his vampires being a bit
Bitey.
Fickle, peckish.
For the most part, with the exception of that one rogue guy, James has been pretty. His vampires have been pretty well behaved.
I mean, I'll say this
near hand.
He will be with you all if you ask him to. However, he knows what he's about. He's riding in style. Like if y'all are like, yeah, come with us in house. He'll be like, fuck yeah, airship, love it. If you're like, come with us through the sewers, he'll be like, no.
Fair enough. Again, like just I was thinking maybe having him with the party because I don't know if we're going through the sewers or not. We might split the party and go in different directions. Who knows?
If you I'll say this for the vampires that he sends into the sewers, if Tala voices a concern about wrangling them, he will assign a general to them, and they will. That would be very useful.
That would be very useful.
He assigns a general.
All right. Regardless, I would like him to either be with House or with us, depending on which way we go through, just because he is a powerful asset.
Oh yeah. I will say this: if you know what, for the sake of this, Tala, for the vampires that you assign to the sewers, James writes you back that to keep them from going out of control, he shall assign his greatest immortal warrior, Damien.
Like,
Yeah.
low key, like I have been trying for almost 2 years, real time, to think of a way to use Damien's bizarre immortality to our advantage, to like levels that would break Tala's oath.
Yeah, let's just put it this way: if the other vampires rebel against Damien and kill him, he'll just come back and kill them.
Fair enough.
As if Spit would let that happen.
So you still have the Rose Knights and the Emerald Knights. Do you want to deploy them on this battlefield, or?
I was going to. What do you guys think? Have them up near the farms?
Let's see, what's that?
Because you've already got the
That's
Ruby
smart.
Rose Order out here. You've got the Ravenites. You've got the Vampires. So and you've deployed all of the Knights of Split Helm to Yrion. If you wanted to deploy anyone else to Yrion, I would say probably in addition to the Noctjager, the Rose Knights would be your best bet. And you could put the Emerald Knights in the farmland and just have them do.
Yeah, we'll send the Rose Knights because that would the Soon has people on both fields, and we'll keep the. How many people can household, by the way?
It can hold you all and then the team that runs it.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I didn't know if it had a capacity to be like a drop ship or something.
It does not.
All right.
This is not the scene from Mandalorian season 3 with all the Mandalorians showing up and just rocking the shit out of some spaceport. This is sadly not that shit.
This is a
right.
Panzer.
Okay, so guys, hear me out with this one. What if we drop a door to the pocket dimension and just have a shit ton of soldiers waiting there to be let out?
Interesting.
I think they tried that in Normandy.
You said Emerald Knights are on the farms?
Yeah.
Them right around here. So suffice it to say, y'all have like this city gonna be sieged.
Yes.
There's still some other areas you could put some more troops to lay waste to things. But suffice it to say, you've got some decent asset management going on.
We
over
haven't
here.
even gotten to Rando or User yet.
Oh, don't worry. Yuza's forces are only going to be at Yrion because they're frozen in fucking time.
That makes
Yep.
sense.
However, Rando, buddy, you get to deploy all these things.
The Pirates League would be cool.
You're muted.
I will say this. Yeah, you're muted if you didn't know, Zach. With the Pirates League, some of them would be able to aid you. I did mention to the others that this over here is like a lake. It's like the Platinum City is landlocked. So sadly,
okay. I didn't know if that was
like-
actual like sea, like like the
No,
Caspian Sea
no.
kind of deal, like
It's-
a big ass
it's-
lake.
it's a big lake. So they, if the pirates have the ability to sail up rivers like Vikings, then sure. But some of their bigger ships, like the Man of Wars and the galleons, are not fucking doing so hot. Going to ping young Zachary and see if he is still here.
He's Afk.
He is not allowed to be Afk.
There was one thing Avok would like the party to know, is that before he absolutely had dibs on Voss. Now all he wants to do is get one good hit in. He doesn't care who gets the killing blow on him.
Avok is like, this is my growth as a person. I don't want to kill the guy.
If he kills
Just
him,
want to
he's
hurt
going-
him real bad.
If he kills him, he's going to be cool with it. But it's like, I don't need to be the one to kill him. If I do, that's cool. But I'm not going to be upset if someone else does it. So long as I at least throw hands.
It appears that he is indeed AFK, so I don't know when Zach is getting back. So we
Next
may,
time on Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, we may have to deploy. Yeah, well, I'll wait a little bit more instead of just like jumping to be like, and we're gonna wrap this session, because I do need to get these deployed if I'm gonna get these fucking tokens on the map.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I will wait. There's Zach.
Confused. I didn't hear you say my name.
We said your name a lot.
We did.
I am
Yeah.
so sorry.
Nah, man, it's cool. You're doing important wedding stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no, the whole time I didn't hear you say my name. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. You're good. I was just asking.
Oh shit, we
where
were
you
saying
wanted-
Lando, not Rando.
Oh dang! I was saying Dando, not Rando.
We're saying Lando Calrissian.
We were saying.
And we were saying,
I was looking over everything. I have plans for what I want to do with my stuff.
we were
Okay.
saying Brack and not Zach. Brack.
Where would you like to deploy your stuff? You can deploy here. You can deploy in Yurion, or you can hold them on reserve.
Okay, so I just want to double check a couple things, make sure I understood them, the questions.
Of course.
So the Tabaxi.
Those are automatically deployed at the bazaar because the Tabaxi specifically gives you supply caches in the Platinum City and increases
Yes.
the movement speed of your troops.
Yes. So with that being said, the hunters of Volta, obviously I'm going to send them to Urion.
Gotcha.
God, I hope they don't get slaughtered.
They probably won't.
What are you doing in here, Cat?
I
The
will say the
cat is
Pirates
being
League,
deployed to
you can
Urion.
deploy some of them to the Platinum City. I was explaining that it is landlocked. This over here is just a really big lake. It's not actually the open ocean.
Oh, that's not Ocean.
No, that's not ocean. So some of the fleet can be deployed. I'd say about 25%. But the bigger ships are not going to be able to sail up the river to the city.
Even if I perform the spell Tsunami and use a tidal wave to launch the ships over.
That's a lot of land to cover, my guy.
But Walker.
There we go.
Walker.
How many warlocks do I have that can help me?
Hold on, Walker. Have you considered Rule of Cool?
Have I considered allowing them to take Bikini Bottom and move it over there? Yes, I have, and unfortunately, it will not work that way. Now, if you want to send
I
the
do
entire,
have an orb of brilliance that I can
If-
ask. Hey, I need these ships. How do I get them over here?
Have you considered letting us break the rules?
now, I will say this: if you use the Orb of Brilliance in conjecture with the Pirates League, yes, I will allow 200 pirate ships to assault the city of, like the Platinum City on Volta. There is one problem with this, and that is that, well, yes, but also, you would have 200 pirate ships that would eventually fall out of the sky.
Have you ever seen One Piece? It'll be amazing.
I have seen One Piece, and listen, the knock-up stream and returning from Skypiea be pretty great. But if there's 200 of them over a city,
Well, I was
a
thinking more
little
just like,
less.
We dropped
you know,
them
like
in
during the
city.
White Bear War when Jinbei just throws their fucking ship in the air with water.
Yeah, but that's one ship versus 200 of them.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Got this.
Just throw the ships into the city. Sure, be fine.
Let's just take these ships and,
And
launch
put
them
them
over
somewhere
there.
else.
Yes.
So I will say this: yes, if you wanted to use the Orb of Brilliance, like that is an option. However, how the chaos then unfolds when the Fey magics inevitably expire over these pirate ships is my invention, and I will say it will be fun for me.
I kind of want to launch a bunch of pirate ships. Fall. Because honestly, if you think about it, I'm also saving the world by getting rid of 200 pirate ships.
Again, I just linked. That's what's gonna happen when we do this. All our fucking pirates falling out of the sky.
I mean, I will say, like, long term, yes, you will reduce the piracy worldwide. Short term, there may not be a Platinum City left to save.
I mean, Platinum City's already kind of fucked. We're just taking out the people that are in it.
I love the fucking tank helicopter that you just.
Yes,
So
Swap,
fucking.
swap, 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 swap,
stupid.
swap, 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 swap.
Anyway.
Oh, I love the A-Team one.
So moving off of the Armada and the Orb of Brilliance, and we'll circle back to that later. Do you want to deploy any of the Autumn Court or Twilight Court or Autumn Glade to the Platinum City?
Alright,
Shit. Just thought of something.
that is a good... Now, I have a question. You said the Emerald Knights are really strong.
Yeah.
I can't remind me, are those are our guys or not our guys?
They are not your guys. They serve the Summer Court. However, Tala impressed them with her super cool chivalry and being a knight and stuff. And the knights were like, "Fuck yeah, knights! We're knights!" It was kind of like if you're. It was basically the equivalent of like walking up to a frat table and be like, "Yo, Sigma Chi, I'm a Sigma Chi," and they're like, "Sigma Chi."
Yeah. So.
Tala reconsidering her friendship with knights.
No, this is Tala sitting and realize, oh, we're not gonna have anybody to watch our fucking base while we're gone.
That's why
That's what
Merrick's
I'm
keeping some
thinking.
guys
Yeah,
back at
that-
the home.
Merrick-
Oh, you
left-
you have people in reserve. Okay, I did not know that. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh god, just thought about
No,
that.
Merrick left a bunch of people at the base.
Okay,
Okay,
so I didn't
good.
know that
I
part.
see 30% reserve now. I got you.
However, I was gonna say I could send, everyone from the Autumn Glade except for Ari to watch the base.
All 50 soldiers.
Except for Ari. And then we could have Ari siege.
That is an option.
Oh, wee baby dragon.
Should we have the Autumn Glade siege or just specifically Ari?
That's
I think
You can also just leave
Ari-
them on reserve because it's a small town that only has 50 soldiers, and if you take all 50 soldiers, who's gonna defend the tiny town?
That's why I'm like.
Good
I kinda
point,
just
send
want
them all.
Ari. I kind of just want Ari.
All right,
Yeah, let's
just
get
Ari.
Ari back.
Ari will protect this house.
Hey, Tala gets to meet Ari.
Hey!
What do you want
yeah.
to do with the Twilight Court and Autumn Court?
All right. Just for my lord to get really good brownie points. We're gonna have them assist in recapturing the temple of the Raven Queen.
Okay, so the Twilight Court is going to help the Ravenites over here. So let me get some green going. All right, so we got some Twilight Court. I'm actually gonna just move
And
the War Engineers over.
The
a little
Autumn
bit.
Court.
Yep.
We're gonna have them go fucking hard. And we're gonna have them
I thought you were gonna say we're gonna have them go fuck themselves.
no. We're gonna have them siege and go for the middle.
So like kind of going up this way to hit the. Because currently, I will say that is the only road that is not obstructed. Currently, all of your armies are attacking all of the roads that that have been like caved in. So if you want them to just straight siege up the middle, they can do that.
Yep. I want them to straight siege right up the middle.
I love the idea that like they're just like, "Sir," and Gareth turns around. He's like, "What is it?" It's like, "We're being besieged on all sides by various people," and he's just like, "Silver Dawn, they're here." It's like, have we funneled them into the main road yet? Well, that's the thing, sir. There's no one on the main road. What? There's just a bunch of Fae running at us screaming. Huh? Yeah, there's a bunch of satyrs that are just swinging slings and yelling loudly.
This is what the centaurs with their fucking dicks out.
So they've called it all
One
the
of them-
favors. Oh god, I've pissed off protagonists.
One of them jumped up in the air and did a spin kick with his horse hoof and accidentally whipped someone with his horse collar.
And then he said he caught a fish that was this big.
Centaurs when they get to party.
So I think that covers all of that. Oh, right. Where did you want to put Ari? Did you want him to go with y'all, or did you want him to hit a certain point?
Specifically speaking, I want him to fly along the wall and murder anybody that's shooting arrows.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and just... I will put Ari over here in this direction. Like, I'll have him start at the palace and then work his way around. Because that, like I said, Platinum Watch HQ and the Diamond Palace are going to be the two areas that are going to have the highest concentration of, like, aerial defense. So Ari starting there, working his way around.
Do we have any items we can give to buff him?
I will be right back. I gotta take care of my blind cat.
Oh, you're all good, man.
Fair enough.
I'm checking my inventory now to see if there's anything we can give Ari.
Well, I meant like maybe on a meta level, DM Sama, is there anything that our
Oh God!
reserves have? Oh, hey, Girls on Panzer.
I...
I'm getting caught up on other things.
Well,
I can fucking hear that GIF you posted, Storm.
That the Bhaal be joined or the tank one?
The tank one. I can legit hear that. I can hear both, okay, but...
So, I have a bronze horn of Valhalla.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
That would be very fun.
Plus thievery. Boots of Elvenkind and haste. Oh, he wants some boots?
Ari doesn't need boots.
I give his giant dragon talon a ring of action search. No, he doesn't need it.
Oh my God.
I don't... I'm trying to think if it would fit. On his little human hand, yes. But on his big dragon
Magic.
grippers, I don't know if they would.
I just realized soon I'll be able to free up some attunement slots because soon the Gallus Disguise can drop.
I'm just going to assume that the Pirates League is going to go to the Urion because
Sounds good.
I don't want to logistically figure out how you're going to drop this on people.
Okay, okay, but am I wrong? Theoretically, Rando's goal is to make the world safer. At the end of a battle, dropping 200 ships sounds pretty safe.
Not for the people in the city.
Wait.
Or the people in the ships.
Wait, I got an idea. What if I send those 200 ships to Urion with the Orb of Brilliance, and then use them as my airstrike to kamikaze?
I don't think you know what safe means.
Save the world!
You're saving the world the world the way Trapet saves you.
Is that...
Hold on.
Is that...
Let Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu talk.
Is that something you want to... Hold on. Everyone shut up. Is that something you want to do?
No.
Sure? I'm willing to work with this.
I know, but then my sister would kill me.
Not if she was
She
dead.
doesn't have to know.
If she's dead, yes, I'll be safe. But
Oh,
what's the chance
man.
that she'll die?
Oh man, Eclipse totally fucked with the plan. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Rando's not that big of a liar.
So
He
we
only
get
lies when he
Trapet.
has to.
So we get Trapet back, and he lies for us.
I mean, I will say this. You do have... If you want to save the Orb of Brilliance for something else, it is something you can do. Additionally, you can use it for a number of things right now, other than the pirate fleet. For example, you could use the Orb of Brilliance to try and get Ari some kind of protection. You could use the Orb of Brilliance to find an effective, like a more effective way into the city for your party.
What does the
You
orb
could
do?
use the orb. It literally just gives him the ability to consult the collective wisdom of the Fae to solve a singular question or problem.
Oh, it's basically yes.
Yes.
I want to do this thing. Okay.
This is the equivalent of basically tasking a supercomputer to answer the question of like why do we exist. It's legitimately the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fucking supercomputer.
Yeah.
The one that got the answer wrong?
Wait, I
The one
sent
that
you a
got the answer
message.
right.
Oh, let me see.
Did it get it wrong? Or was it exactly what everyone needed?
All right, I'm not gonna do it. Damn. But yeah, I'm just gonna have them. I don't know. The best, I guess, the smartest option would just be to have them. My cat is clawing at the door. Long story short, pirates are gonna pirate and fuck around with ships.
That works.
All right. This cat really just wants to go out. I'm trying to help him.
I think that handles all of the deployment that I needed to get set up.
Hell yes.
So I will say with this, we will go ahead and wrap tonight's session.
Sounds good.
As you all move into the final day, insert Majora's Mask Dawn of the final day, and the battle will begin.
As the dawn rises on that battle, Avok is just holding the potion that's going to turn him back into a Goliath. It's like, soon.
I will say this, and this is just for you all. I was explaining this to Storm and Red, but I'm going to go ahead and explain this to everybody because it will give you all a understanding of like what's going to go down. You all have given me your deployments. I am going to, based on the strength of your units, create tokens for them before next session that you will be able to control. When I do so, and I put them on the map, they will have a certain gradient of strength that I have determined. I will put enemy tokens on the map as well, because you will have their locations. If you throw your units up against them, strong units with strong numbers beat strong units. Strong units with strong numbers beat weak units. However, if you throw units that are like stronger than yours up against yours, your units will die. So it will basically be a game of smash number into number to make things strong, while your group tries to infiltrate from whichever way you go and provide aid wherever you would like, or just head straight for the boss.
And then we gotta hopefully have people alive to help us fight Urion.
Yep, because as
And
you all
whatever else happens.
as you all deploy them, I will every turn, because I have a certain initiative order, the formations will change, and your orders will determine whether certain groups survive, die, or face other forms of pain.
Fair.
And do we have confirmation that the civilians have been evacuated?
You have confirmation on the day of the assault that all civilians have been evacuated.
Okay.
So this is the opportunity to assault with reckless abandon.
You have no idea how great that's going to be.
Yeah, all civilians have been moved basically outside the walls of the city. The area inside the city walls is the only area that does contain contested territory, and it is the only area that you all will have to fight your way through. Basically, anything outside the walls, like the Looking Glass, Ilion's Treasury, the Temple of the Raven Queen, stuff like that, all of those are not under enemy control. These are neutral territory that will be controlled by your units the second that they deploy. The areas inside the walls are enemy territory, and they are going to be contested.
Gotcha.
But that is a problem for next time. As always, I've been your Dungeon Master, Walkmaniac XC. Joining me as always are my ever-present role players, the amazing stars of the show, going in no particular order. We have Zodiac Sack 19 playing Random Mission.
Ayo.
We have the Hawk Abridged playing Telesu.
Hey.
And we have the twins, Storm Sage 13 playing Merrick Gilder.
So we level up, right?
And Red Beast 13 playing Avok Korik.
I just realized we never did this at the start of session.
Did what?
The whole
The intro.
intros.
Ah, it was fine. We were doing recap.
I wasn't here, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
We were,
I mean,
we
if
were
you made
doing...
if you've made it to this part and you don't know who we are, hi.
Welcome to the series at this episode.
We're at the end. What are you doing here?
Exactly.
got a
Go
little
back and
bit.
watch from the beginning, where you'll see that
We
things
have
were
a lot of people.
I wasn't
things
here.
were a bit different.
I wasn't here.
Uh, And Red wasn't here until he was.
I just rolled not 20 on the dice you gave me, Walker.
I was at the
nice.
Olympics. I
Stop
wasn't
wasting
allowed
the
to be
20s, guys. Come on.
It's a brand new die.
As always, I've been Walkmaniac C, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Olympics.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, I should
Dr.
stop.
Nick.
That's on me to stop the recording. I keep forgetting.